Buoys in the Rio Grande broke free during the heavy rains this week. The federal government spent hundreds of millions of dollars on those buoys, but now hundreds of those border buoys are floating downriver, carried away by the floodwaters. The city of Eagle Pass closed their international bridges last night in case the pillars were struck or perhaps even damaged. News 4 is pressing for answers tonight about how this happened and the impact it could have on cities downriver. We're asking, did the federal government move or remove any waterborne barriers prior to the flooding? And what is the plan to recapture those buoys? The News 4 team's Jordan Elder has been following the buoy debate since they were first installed, and she joins us with some of those answers.
It's still unclear exactly how many buoys were swept away. A state representative estimated it could be in the hundreds. Just in this one photo, we counted about 300 buoys, and we know that there are more stuck in other areas of the river, and more could get swept away as water rises overnight. Hundreds of orange buoys swept down a flooded Rio Grande, forcing Eagle Pass's international bridges to temporarily shut down. On the Mexican side, people lined the riverbank to watch.
Due to the river's movement and speed when it hits, it can weaken the columns.
By Friday, buoys were still drifting. Others tangled in trees or piled along both sides of the border. It's a sight that shocked some, but not America Garcia Graywall.
I told you so.
She's been advocating against the river barriers for years, warning they could break free during a flood. And during our interview,
it was instantly devastating to us.
There's a buoy floating away behind you.
Only one?
Downriver, the governor's office confirms the buoys Texas built are still in place. Friday morning, you could see the federal buoys passing them. But by Friday afternoon, the water was starting to pull them from the riverbed.
It's an embarrassing situation, to the contractors and the folks working on this.
Congressman Henry Cuellar says the Department of Homeland Security assured him months ago that the buoys would be secure in a flood. Now they're heading downriver for his hometown of Laredo.
Here we are a few months later, what they said exactly happened.
A previous study in the Laredo area warned of huge damage if buoys or the border wall got dislodged in a flood. Now the city and the federal government are starting their own studies. Cuellar also says the contractors were warned about this floodwater, but didn't move the buoys in time.
Apparently they didn't listen to the local folks, and that's the problem with the contractors and the DHS. They need to listen more to the local officials.
Do you think that the contractors should face repercussions for that?
Well, absolutely. They should answer why they did not move the buoys to a safer place.
In Eagle Pass, crews tried to move the buoys and shipping containers to higher ground, but the water is still rising. It's nearing the very back of Shelby Park.
These 600 buoys that you see over my right-hand shoulder, they are going to float up and they're going to float away. And nobody is taking responsibility for it. CBP tells us the buoys that were swept into the river were the contractor's responsibility. A spokesperson tells us they had not been deployed or anchored into the river, meaning they were still in the staging phase. CBP is now working with the contractor to retrieve them from the river and says they still believe buoys will create a safer border environment. Jordan Elder for the News 4 team.
Well, during his visit